power of this technology goes so far beyond what like the typical like table conversation about VR gives it credit for. You know, like we talk about it as like a useful tool or an immersive, fun experience, but what we're talking about is like truly transformational.
It should be perfectly possible to trick your brain into any experience if your brain can already do that itself naturally. So VR is almost like taking that ability for our brain to generate any experience for us and like putting it in our hands, which is wild.
Man, that's something in the history books. People are going to look back and be like, yeah, 2022, 2023. That's when education, after hundreds of years, finally upgraded.
We're in a strange time where our physical worlds are intersecting with our digital identities, and right now is a time to kind of determine what you want that to be.
Once you have full body tracking that works well and it's frictionless, right? Meaning it's easy to do.
Yes.
It's a whole new, it's not a game changer, it's a whole new game.
So maybe there will be some other people who would be curious to see what I'm learning, what I'm discovering, so to say. And that's how the Discover YouTube channel started.
Oh, not really disco VR, Discover.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel bad when people ask me about VR, or they're like, what do you do? Like, all right, you asked, here it comes.
I love VR, but I love going out and breathing fresh air. And not only was I stuck in VR for 10 days, I was stuck in one room because I was streaming, the same space. I didn't see the sunlight. I totally lost track of what time everything was.
She dances with the robot. She does the first steps. She dances with that robot. She takes that thing off her face. I have the video. I'm holding it hostage. She takes it off her head and she says, I gotta have it.
There are a few moments in my life I can remember very vividly. The day I got married, the day my kids were born, the day Facebook announced that they bought Oculus is one of those days. I was making chili.
I've been in a lot of gaming communities, and the VR community is by far the best community that I've ever been involved with.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Between Realities VR podcast. It is amazing to see you, I must say. Welcome back again.
What's up, everyone?
Hi, my name is Alex. Alex VR, maybe. I don't know.
Alex VR. Alex something.
I'm Alex. Alex Meland is my actual name, okay, if anybody out there was wondering. But Alex VR is fine, or just Alex is fine as well. I am one of the hosts of this magnificent broadcast. The other host, of course, is sitting here right next to me.
Hey, dude.
It's my homie. It's Skiva.
What's up, buddy? How are you, man?
Great.
Sweet.
Things could be worse, dude.
Things could be worse. We are heading into the weekend and about to have a conversation with some awesome people that are making my current favorite freaking VR game, which is amazing. It's amazing we get to like hang out and talk to people that make our favorite games. Absolutely nuts.
We have often joked around about this show just changing its title to the Ghosts of Tabor cast because you just will not shut up about this game.
Tabor cast, baby.
Yeah, so
me and Mash are thinking about doing one. Seriously, because it's all we want to talk about, and we need a way to do so, right? But maybe I can get some of it out here today.
Well, I certainly hope so. I expect to hear a lot from you during our episode today.
Nice.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, it's Friday. It's June 30th. It's been a month since AWE.
Wow, has it? That's nuts.
Yeah, but who's counting?
I know.
Right?
Damn.
It's been a month since AWE. Things are good. Things are exciting. It is. We're live on YouTube right now. That's the place to really catch this show if you're like trying to get like the legitimate experience, right? Yep. Live on YouTube. But of course, this episode will be available on your favorite platforms. Actually, just exclusively on Audible is the only place that you
Audible. It is not on Audible. That's like the only place
Spotify,
that it is not.
iTunes, podcasts.com or whatever. They're all there. So be sure to subscribe on every single platform. But
Yep.
If you're catching this after the fact, maybe you're on uploadvr.com, as we are official Upload VR correspondents, and they love us and they share our episodes on the front page every weekend, which we love and appreciate. We'll probably have some news to share about our partnership with Upload VR soon here. Having some developments happening behind the scenes. So you can look forward to that. But we're just about ready, I think, to kind of like dig in here a little bit. But before we do, I just want to take a quick minute to just shout out our audience right now. At the current moment, we have over 80 people tuned in to the live show, which is
what's up, everyone?
Thank you all so much for being
thanks
here.
for coming.
Yes, there's a lot of hype surrounding our episode today. It's going to be an amazing one. And getting things done, man. That's Jay Dunn. He was the first in the chat for me today.
What's up, Jay Dunn?
I love you, Jay Dunn. And Joy Rain. I love you both.
Yeah, you guys are the best. Go check out Get Him to the Metaverse. Amazing podcast full of absolutely infectious energy.
And I'm just going to try to cruise through this because there's a lot of names here, right? But we got 3D Musketeers in the house. Said we met him at launch, which we'll talk about. We'll get into that a little bit. Quick Cosplay here, who has revitalized her golden PJ cosplay recently.
Quick Cosplay. So go check out her cosplay. It is next level. I'd love to see her do some Tabor cosplay. That'd be sick.
Yes. And honestly, this whole chat's next level. Like, if we're going to be real about it, right? Like, I'm just like looking at the names. We got Virtual Steve, who just goes like the extra mile for every single thing that he does. You know, like SoulBC, another part of the Ghosts of Tabor team, like the real deal. You know what I mean? Also saying congrats on 3K. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We got 3K subscribers on YouTube.
Thank you guys. Subscribing it helps us out a lot, even though it doesn't seem like clicking a button might, but it does. So thank you. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, it's just at least it makes us feel good. You know? Like I don't know how
helps our self-esteem.
Yeah, like I don't know what the difference between 2 and 3K is for us, but it means a lot to us.
You know, now we make millions of dollars on here.
Oh yeah,
as opposed to hundreds of thousands.
Well, you know, I will say we really should be shouting out the Patreons and the channel members because that money helps tremendously. It actually was able to get me to the VRML event that we went to in Denver last month. That was all thanks to donations and Patreons and all of that stuff. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this and financially contributing, as well as just emotionally and mentally and spiritually contributing to Between Realities. Means a lot. Ryan Remington is here, of course. We got some Midge 1301 in the house. That's right. Mazelf, thank you for being here. That's a new name for me. Dr. Locher saying I love CWS. That's Combat
Waffle Studios.
That's it. Dark Shadow in the house. A Fearless Monk, who I know is trying to get some info on the deep lore of Ghosts of Tabor, so maybe we'll be able to pull some of that out during the show. Ryan B in the house, thank you for the congratulations on the 3K, dude. The Real Baron Gamer is here. Duggars K, just relishing in the excitement of the crew piling up as we're getting ready to start the show. Doomcaster is here as well, hyped for the next update. I'm sure we'll get some information there. Jake the Snake in the house. Yes. Helicopter is here. Tyquavius Hicks.
Wow, that's a good one.
I really like that. Vex is here as well. What's up, Vex? Donzilla. Yes. Yes. Ginja Brad. Yes, as well. Artificial Actor in the house. We got Jay Greeny VR. Yes, indeed. Thank you for being here and being a part of our live broadcast. We've got Twyelk.
We're trying, people.
That's a tough one, man.
It can be hard to pronounce some of these names, but we love you. Thank you for being here.
Twy VR. That's what you get. Thank you. Say Something Too. Yes, thank you for being here. Nalek the Fat, of course, as well. Benjamin Ballard is in the house. Proxy Boom 1. The homies are starting to pile up, and I love it. There is a name that is literally not even made with English letters, so that's really tough for me, dude, but it starts with B, and I appreciate you being here in the comments. Yes,
Thank you.
VR with Jasmine, of course, one of the co-founders of Impact Reality and a true hero to everyone.
Heck yeah.
Crash in Clown is here saying all hail Scott. Who's that? We're about to find out. Leyland Claire in the house as well. Yes, Extremely Tabor is here. Your boy Cam Lav in the house. Kara is here. Dude, this is just getting out of control. Ashley C is here. Thank you for joining us.
Saw Beyond Frames in the chat, who's the publisher of Ghosts of Tabor, which is cool. Thanks for being here.
Yes, Bird of Death in the house. Oh, dude, how okay. We're lowering the siren in the next episode. Okay, I gotta. Okay. Because I just don't want to blast the siren anymore. I'm like self-conscious. I have a complex about it. But Laubox just donated, saying keep it going. Awesome guest on today's show. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Vulcanary here. Gigabrain here. Just your average Joe 69 here as well. Will TFM in the house, dude. There are so many people who are in the chat right now. Eric Cruz. Yep, you saw Beyond Frames. A lot of new names. Purple Mikey. Dude, Purple Mikey,
what's up, dude?
How are you?
How's it going?
Man, it's been a minute.
Purple Mikey also contributing and helping out with Ghosts of Tabor.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I think I knew that. Yep. Nlan is here as well. Red/Ace, our buddy Peter, Joseph Perez. Dude, it's just, there's Brandon in the house too. Danny 5247. Dude, I could sit here all day and just shout out the amazing people who have tuned in, like Warmac as well, and Marius Streicher. Yeah, thank you all.
And so much as we would love to talk about all of you, that would be the whole show. We wouldn't get to any Combat Waffle.
Yeah. Maybe you should come and be a guest on the show. All right. It's a strenuous application process. Squid God, thank you for fixing that. And Shaggy as well. Okay, that's it. I love you all so dearly, but it is time to introduce our guests. And you guys, everybody already knows. Like, I don't know. We don't know.
Do they?
Yeah, I guess they always do, right? But sometimes
we definitely don't hide it.
Air a little mystery as I'm building up to it, and like not really mention them like while they're waiting. But it's Combat Waffle Studios. They're in the house. The development team behind Ghosts of Tabor, which is easily the #1 VR shooter in the space right now. They're absolutely crushing it. Just how hard they're crushing it, we're going to ask and find out. But joining us today from Combat Waffle Studios is CEO Scott Albright and Proper D. What's up, guys?
What's up? How's it going, guys?
Howdy, fellas. Hey, House of Scott. House of Scott. Let's go. I saw the chat. I saw the chat.
Dude, who didn't see this chat, man? It's been incredible. Like, you guys have, you've really brought everybody out. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad they showed up
here. Yeah, Proper D, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Yeah, I've got Proper D on my show, so you know things could be worse. And you're in Singapore, so I know that this wasn't exactly easy for you to pull off. What time is it for you right now?
It is 5:15 in the AM, so part of me is somewhere else. But the rest of me is 100% here.
Well, you said it.
80% of the time, it works every time.
You said it. You said it, brother. But yeah, it's awesome to have you on. And can you remind me what your title is at Combat Waffle Studios?
The creative producer.
Creative producer.
No. He is the chief media officer. He's our CMO, and he doesn't give himself enough credit.
CMO sounds pretty sweet. You should definitely lean into that.
It does. I might get a tattoo of it.
Dude, your tattoos are iconic, bro. Like, every time I think about you, I just see them like changing color as you're Darth Mauling your way without missing a block through some Expert Plus
the good old Beat Saber days when I used to have to sleep off an aching body from playing the same map like 50 times to get the right shot.
Well, a lot's changed since then, my friend. You know, now you're involved with Combat Waffle Studios. Like, you're like in on it. You're like a real, I don't know, you're like making things happen in the industry now. That's pretty rad, dude. Congratulations.
Thank you. I can't believe it myself still. One day it will sink in, and and then I'll just enter some sort of state of shock.
Dude, I feel you.
For now, I'm super happy where I am. It's just amazing.
And going to from like, you know, making some of the very, very best video content that we've ever seen to then diving into a game and it being one of the very, very best games we've ever seen. Do you do anything poorly?
Try not to, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of mad. Like, I remember when, I picked up a VR headset in 2016, just when the Oculus Rift touch controllers came out. And now, I'm part of making these games that almost made me cry when I first saw it. Cry because I was just so happy that we're entering this era of VR, and now I'm actually part of building that, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Well, and I guess we have Scott to thank a little bit for that, right? Like starting this company and basically like betting your life on putting together this game. I mean, Scott, how are you, dude? Like, how have things been this year? Releasing the game, you know, we were both at your launch party in Orlando, which thank you for that. I had the true honor of riding in the back seat of the Ghosts of Tabor vehicle going to the hotel after the thing, which was amazing. But like, dude, how have you been feeling lately, bro? Like, give us some thoughts.
Yeah, I think I say it for the whole team. Like, I'm super grateful and just really tired.
Grateful and tired.
Just really, really tired.
Yeah.
Most of us work, you know, well into the night. I'm in an office now. Like, I had to get out of my house, like, 'cause I was in like my attached garage working for a year on GOT with everybody else, and I had to get into an office where I had a place where I could really turn it off. Right. Yeah. But the problem is now I just never leave the office.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Right. So I think I was here like 10 o'clock last night working, got off around 10:30 and back in every morning at 8. But I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's worth it. And we see the community reaction, and I really love to be able to like communicate with these guys and see how their feedback from the game, and see all the House of Scott and Church of Infish and the Synagogue of Spoon. I think there's even the Book of Proper D and all kinds of stuff. It just this community. I mean, I haven't seen anything like this in VR before. So to be a part of it and then be like the person that started it, like I want to be like, oh man, like wow, we did this. But I'm trying to stay like super humble about it as well.
Well, that's good. And, you know, we just got a $10 super chat from our homie SoulBC. All hail the Combat Waffle, right? And then we've got Kara.
You can afford more than that.
Yeah, come on, bro. And then we've got Kara dropping €5 saying, I love you, Scott, but Church of Fish on top. So, like, I don't even know what that means. You know what I mean? Like, there's, like, layers to this. And I am curious, like, what fuels this, right? Like, you're staying up all night. You're waking up early to do this. Like, is this fueled by passion or like some drive to hit some level of success? Like, what is it that's making you do all of this?
You know, at first it was really a level of success. I remember I approached multiple different developers to come on board and help with this. One of them was actually a part of like the DayZ Champion Days or something like that. He did a lot of work on DayZ. And I told him what I was trying to do, and they're like, well, we can't do that. It's going to be this much and across this many years. I'm like, absolutely not. We need to do it for this much and within 1 year. And when people tell me it cannot be done, like, I do it. And we did it. Like, the team busted their butts, man. And now it's really just passion. Like, just we all play the game and we really enjoy the team that we have, so much that we're probably all going to relocate here in Florida centrally. Like, we're going to be in an office together probably in 2024.
Hell yeah.
Remote still. Like, we just built like this team of unicorns that no one gave a chance. And I'm sorry, but I like to use Duncan as the example. Like, when I met Duncan, he came over to VREL, and I got to see what he could do. And I knew he was an amazing content creator because I was watching his videos.
That's Proper D, everybody.
Yeah, Proper D. It's Proper D. And like, I saw this amazing talent that was just not utilized in the right way. And I feel like that's like one of my superpowers is I find people and I'm able to like bring them into this fold that we have. And it's everybody on our team. Like, and to see Proper just grow in this 1 year and just like sit down and just like tape index controllers to his feet and like do mocap like in his house and not have a clue what to do and sit down and learn Unreal like that to do this type of stuff, these trailers you're seeing. And now he's taken that knowledge and passed it on to Soul. And I remember when Soul was working over at Live and he came over to us, and it's like everyone's growing, and now Z's over there with those guys and the whole media team. Z Storm Gaming is, and I'm watching him every day grow as a creator. Like, just from, and it's amazing to see, man. It really is. And I like to say we're lucky, but I really truly feel we're just blessed to be in the position that we are with the team that we have.
How did you get introduced like to Proper D? Were you like already watching him and you reach out to him or something? Like, how did that happen?
No, what was it? So I joined the comp team for Contractors, the Leftovers, and we started Virtual Reality Esports League, VREL. And Proper came over and started doing our video editing and stuff for like teasing VREL and all that. And you just saw this talent just waiting to just work. Like he's a workhorse, man.
He's good at games.
Once we
too.
turned him loose. Yeah. Once we turn him loose, it's like there's no VR game out here. And I know there's a lot of great creators, and I'm sorry, guys, but you all do not touch the skills that this man has.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
What goes through your mind when you hear Scott saying that, Proper D?
Some cringe, but a very, very warm heart. I mean, I truly do appreciate that. Like, as Scott said, like, given the opportunity to sort of like really knuckle down and do this all the time and really gun to like push it as far as I can go, that opportunity is just everything to me. And it's something that I will never squander. It's because it's just too good, and it's exactly what I want. So it's I'm where I belong.
Man, so Alex, me and you got to host a contractors competition where the players had to use cyber shoes. And Proper D was one of the people on those teams, and he just annihilated everybody.
Destroyed everyone.
And there were some really good players in there too, like Soul Fox and Wise and Gamertag, and there was just some good people playing. And Proper was just just destroyed everybody,
dude.
Which is pretty funny.
Ashley C dropping $50 super chat.
Wow,
what?
Thank you.
And she didn't even say anything.
Nice.
She just like a boss drops the $50 and just like walks away. Ashley, thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
That means the world to us. These kinds of contributions are huge. And then Beyond Frames also dropping a lot. I don't even know what that is. 500 SEK.
Wow. I mean, so that's
Swedish crowns, I believe.
Wow.
Aren't they like almost 1-to-1? Because I was spending money like crazy when I was in Sweden.
It's $50.
Nice.
Wow, dude. You guys, thank you so much. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and just shout this out too. This is the first episode of Between Realities ever where we broke 100 concurrent viewers. So huge.
Nice.
Huge.
Right on. Very cool.
Thank you to the Ghosts of Tabor team for making that happen.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, Ashley and Beyond Frames, you guys.
And Beyond Frames, with like, they came out of nowhere and just started finding all of these super talented, like amazing development studios and really stepping up to really get like really good titles for us out there in the VR world. So thanks to Beyond Frames for that. Appreciate you guys there. If you don't know who this publisher is, check them out. Check out some of the games they work with. Obviously, you see Ghosts of Tabor here, which is their flagship title. So
let's learn a little bit about the history of this game, right? Like we know the present day situation. You guys are absolutely crushing it. You have a lot of people playing. Are you able to tell us like a ballpark of like how many players are playing Ghosts of Tabor right now?
Beyond Frames is watching, so I can't say too much. I think we announced that, and this was a while ago, and I can only tell you is that the percentage is much more, but we broke like 100,000 like individual players or player accounts like a long time ago, like a really long time ago.
Wow. So I'm just going to infer from what you said that number is considerably higher. You don't have to respond to my words, but I'm just going to say that number is considerably higher as of today.
Has to be. Like, I can't imagine any less people are playing this game, right?
Right. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, that's what makes this so special, because like so many multiplayer games come out, they're exciting and they're like popping off for maybe a couple of weeks, and then it just fizzles out and nobody plays it anymore. But it seems like Ghosts of Tabor is just gaining traction and like growing and growing. Proper D, why do you think that is?
Because it's, in my opinion, a game that the VR people have just been waiting for forever, and more people are learning that it exists, and they're just jumping on board. I mean, that would be exactly my reason as one of the VR crowd if I didn't already know and wasn't a part of it.
Yeah,
this is what it's about, VR.
You agree with that, Scott?
Yeah, I think it's a game that's been really needed for a long time, and people have been screaming for it. And I'm not really sure why no one else did it before us.
Well, glad you did.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I think people get into virtual reality for a few different reasons, but one of the big reasons I believe is for immersion, right? And are few games that can match the immersion levels of Ghosts of Tabor. For example, just being able to, pop out your magazine, throw a new one in, but you're not just grabbing a magazine that just appears from nowhere like every other game. Like beforehand, you had to craft that ammo, you had to load the clips. What you brought into the raid is all you're going to have unless you kill someone and take their ammo, right? As well as a myriad of so many other things that makes this game extremely immersive. And immersion in VR is just absolutely so important. It's, the same thing with consequence in death. There's no other game, in my opinion, that has that type of immersion where if you die, it means something. Like you just lost a whole bunch of really cool gear. You lost everything that you collected during that run, right? But if you, on the other hand, if you manage to hunt down and take out another player, you're going to gain everything they had. And so there's true consequence here, and consequence is very, very immersive.
Totally.
So this game is just next level for immersion levels.
And I really want to dive into some more details of that, but I think we need to talk about a couple other things before we dive into gameplay. First thing I will say is A.O. Henry did donate a single American beautiful greenback dollar.
Thank you so much.
Hey, every single one counts, man. So thank you so much for the donation.
Appreciate you.
As well as $19.99 from Goober saying Goober, thank you.
Goofy Goober. All right.
Saying this game saved me. I was going to say I expect a lot, but you guys already hit the mark. Love the team and the game. God, I love it.
Thank you guys.
We
appreciate
the best community in the world. Thank you guys.
We do.
All right, so before we dive into what it's like to play the game and maybe some of the game design choices that you've made, I do want to learn a little bit about the conception of this game, right? Obviously, Proper D said this is a game that people, have been basically wanting and asking for, but, I want and ask for all kinds of games and I don't go and make them. You know what I mean? So tell us about the conception of the game and the birth of this experience.
You want the long or the short story? Because they're about the same length.
Okay, well, give us the long one, man. I'm not trying to go anywhere.
Yeah, so really, I just got tired of playing what was on the market. I was a talent agent and manager working out of LA. Had a great company going, owned my own company for about 7 years. Got tired of playing the VR games that were out there, shut it down in March of 2022, and started this on April 1st of 2022. And just took a chance. That's really it. It's the fact that I got bored extremely quick and what really killed it for me, I think, was when contractors changed their recoil system. And I was like, all right, I'm done. Need something new. And that is the only reason GOT exists.
Wow. But I mean, did you have any kind of developer experience? Have you ever made games before? Or did you say, I'm going to go find developers?
I just went and found a team. I'm a Photoshop guy. That's what I do. I'm a design guy. I'm creative. And I went out and I pieced together a team. And really, I guess it all started because of our old project manager, Tech, introduced me to Reynaldo, our chief development officer. And we just went from there. And when Ray came on board, we just skyrocketed and it didn't stop. And I remember when it was just going to be him as a solo developer trying to build all of this in 1 year. Mm-hmm. And it was hilarious to look back at now and think that. But I mean, I don't know, man, we're just blessed. It's one of those things, if you tell me it can't be done, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to smack you in the face while I do it. And that's basically what happened.
Oh, I love it. I love it. $9.99 flying in from Jonathun Ovadia, by the way, CEO of AEX Lab Developers.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
And he said, shout out Alex Skiva, Scott, and Proper D. Shout out to you, Jonathun Ovadia. Dude, I miss you. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
So, Scott, tell us, why VR then? How did you get into VR? When did you become a VR gamer?
Yeah, I guess I started VR in probably 2019, 2020. I was a flat screen gamer since 99, man. I played Beta 7 CS. I've been playing since they put shark fin cable modems first came into your house. I remember that day when I was a teenager and I got a cable modem for the first time and I was screaming on the internet, having a great time. I've always been obsessed with the future of gaming and what could and will be. And I tried VR in more of its infancy, and I wasn't a fan. And I waited a few years and tried it again, and I was like, still not ready for it. And then I guess Contractors and Pavlov and games like that really, I'm like, okay, I want to play this. And it started off with like a group of like me and 3 of my friends. They couldn't get their VR legs. I did, and I can tell you I only play flat screen games to like get ideas of like how certain mechanics work, like in Tarkov or DayZ or Arma, just to see mechanics. It's very rare that I can sit down and play a flat screen game for very long anymore. It has to be VR if I'm going to game. I think the last thing we played was like me, Elijah, and SoulBC, and because of something else we're working on, and we played a lot of DayZ.
Yeah, Skiva can relate to that.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, right? Because like I was a hardcore gamer, and I've always loved video games. But like once you take that next level, sometimes for some people, I guess it's not for everyone, but for me, it was just hard to go back. And I can, but it feels like retro gaming now. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels like going back to the NES, something like that. It's just like VR is just so next level for me that it's tough to go back and just spend lots of time on flat screen games. So
yeah,
I totally feel that.
I will say everybody here knows I still am a flat screen gamer. Yeah. I love VR, but I definitely do not feel like I'm playing retro games when I'm playing flat screen games. But I can relate to that, because especially when I first discovered VR, like I was just like that. I was like, okay, this is everything, and then I slowly started kind of getting back into some of my other stuff. $5 super chat here from Percussion Stud saying, hey guys, Scott D, absolutely love the game. Fantastic work with this whole experience. Is Combat Waffle Studios hiring currently?
Email support at combatwaffle.com with your resume. Support
there it is.
At combatwaffle.com with your resume.
And you better update
and talk to Michael Fresney, Purple Mikey.
There it is. Right. Purple Mikey he will put you down lightly, even if he has to. Okay, he's a great dude. And also,
he's a great dude, man.
Another $5 from A.O. Henry. Man, thank you.
Hey,
Henry.
Thanks everyone.
Appreciate you guys. This is so awesome. I'm loving this right now. Proper D, you work at Combat Waffle Studios. You've been a part of the team for a while now. What's it like to work for this company, and what's like a typical day at work look like for you?
For me, it's fantastic. I mean, it's all Discord, since right now it's very remote. Everybody's across the world. So I jump on in order to try and sync up with the USA team. I sort of spend half my time daylight and the rest of my time nighttime in order to sync up. And it's the blast. I mean, we are all friends, we're family. The conversation follows suit, as you'd expect. It's a great time. It really, it's a nice balance. It sort of keeps me going through the day. We just sort of disconnect for a little while, laugh our asses off, and then just get back to it. It's a good environment for me, for sure.
Nice. And you're able to kind of leverage some of your content creator skills to like make contributions to the game, right? Like if anybody's played Ghosts of Tabor, they've gone through the intro and they see our beautiful man Proper D right there in hologram form explaining to you the basic mechanics, and I just love it.
The tutorial guy. I think I finally accepted that coined term about myself. The tutorial. That's the tutorial guy.
What was that chat when somebody said they cloned the tutorial guy and made him real? Like that was the greatest.
Who made the tutorial guy real?
At the launch party, yeah.
Dude, you should be wearing the lab coat at all times.
Yeah, for real.
Someone said it in your chat earlier that Robert D doesn't look right without his lab coat.
Hey.
I agree. He should be wearing it right now. He spent a lot of money on that $19.99 lab coat.
I did. Yeah. It's tucked away safely for like special occasions.
Dude, wait a couple years and sell that thing on eBay.
Right?
And just watch the money just roll in.
Dude, so can you imagine? So we've established that there's numbers playing this game right now. And the crazy thing is this game hasn't even officially launched, right? Like it's still technically in beta. It's an app lab. So when this game launches, I'm assuming it's going to be even bigger than it is now.
But didn't we go to a launch party?
We did, and it launched on App Lab and it launched on Steam, but the beta, right?
Okay.
So when the official launch happens and it's on the Quest store and it's boom right in everyone's face, you would assume there would definitely, there would be more players.
Yes.
My question here is, I'm going to guess that there are going to be many times in your life after that happens, or maybe even before, that you're going to be walking down the street and people are going to go, "Oh my God, it's a tutorial guy." Like you good? Like being tutorial guy now? I love that.
Yeah. Mixed feelings. I'm pretty sure once it happens, I'll just, I don't know, I'm sort of mouth agape, and then comes the smile and the handshake. It'll be a 50-50 experience for me, I'm sure.
I mean, at this point, dude, you're in too deep. Like you just have to accept it. You know what I mean? Give the people what they want, dude.
Yep, absolutely.
I think mentally I've reached a level of stability to integrate tutorial guy, the identity of
$10 from SoulBC, dude. See, you guys were right. He did have more. He did.
There's more.
Thank you.
And
Saul.
he says, "Oh look,
pockets deeper.
Oh look, tutorial guy. Can I get an autograph on my orientation tape?" SoulBC, you're the man, bro.
You can.
Thank you so much for your contributions, man. And like, this isn't the first time you've done it either. So
thanks, dude. Thanks. Soul is such a good dude, an amazing content creator, very skilled in so many different ways, and just like a genuinely good person.
And he likes super brutal metal, which of course,
right?
That's
great.
I can always connect with somebody who's into that. And Proxy Boom 1 dropping $5 Canadian on us. I love the random denominations. I like learning about the money of the world through donations on Between Realities.
That's a good way to learn about it, isn't it?
There are worse ways.
There are.
But Proxy Boom, thank you, dude.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate that. Or lady. I guess I shouldn't assume the gender there. Proxy Boom gives me no information about the person behind the name. But thank you. You're great. All right, so where do you want to take this, Giva?
Oh my God.
This is your show. You know what I mean?
Oh man, before we start really getting into gameplay too, I do kind of want to learn more about. So we've talked about Scott, kind of why you started making these games, but if you're not comfortable about this, please just tell me, and we can move on. But I know you are a veteran, correct? You know a lot about guns and how this stuff works. How much of your combat experience and an experience in the service did you take into making a game like this with its gun mechanics and design?
I mean, I really feel like I said it from the beginning that we could screw up everything except for the guns. Mm-hmm. Everything else could suck except for the guns, because we are going to be the studio that's known for doing guns realistically.
Yeah.
At least in this game. But I would like that to be across all games that we produce in the future. At least some type of close to realism. And that's something that we do really well. And it's because we have a lot of guys on the team that love guns. I think I own over 70 at this point, like in gun safes at my house.
Is that an RPG behind you? Like, what is that?
It's not real. This is real. The 37 millimeter grenade launcher is real.
What? That is ridiculous.
The RPG is fake.
Well,
that's not real.
Christ.
This is real.
This one's real. So, yeah, I just I wanted, like I said at the launch party when Brother in Arms came up and asked a question. Controlled Pairs, one of my favorite streamers, and I really wanted to take everything, and I called him out on it and used him as an example along with me. Everything that we'd experienced, including that unnerving, scared as hell feeling in your gut, I wanted you to feel in Ghosts of Tabor. That consequence.
That I find very interesting, right? Because I mean, war and combat and battle and all of that shit is like traumatic and horrifying for, I'd probably guess, most of the people who participate in it. And VR is so immersive that, I mean, I'm imagining it could potentially elicit similar feelings to what people have experienced out there. I mean, what can you say to this?
Yeah, it's pretty close. I don't know. I don't like to really go into it much. There's a lot of PTSD and stuff there, but like I really feel like I just got it as close as I could to playing to where I wanted, if I can have that feeling in my gut when I'm cornered in the game, then I know as for sure that you have that feeling times 100. And I really wanted that to just drive you up a wall. Like, I wanted to bring a unique experience and create that immersion to where why have VR if you're not creating these type of experiences?
And I will tell you that it absolutely does. I play a lot of VR games. I don't get to play as much as I'd like to these days, but I do play a lot of different games. And very few games, maybe even none, maybe like a horror game might get my heart pumping and my heart rate up just from something happening inside of the game. Like Ghosts of Tabor does. My heart rate will literally go through the roof when I'm in certain scenarios. I'm surrounded by a team. I'm trying to get my way out. I have something really valuable in my backpack. I brought in a really good gun. And if I die, I'm going to lose it all, right? And there are a few things anywhere in this in VR that like give me those kinds of feelings. So I think you nailed it. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks. Team worked fingers to the bone, blood, sweat, tears, everybody, to make sure that this came to fruition, and we're still doing it now. So it's only going to get better from here.
How do you do with VR horror, Scott? Like, having these, like, knowing the feeling that you get from like combat and stuff like that in VR. Like, can you handle VR horror experiences?
Yeah, that to me is more funny than anything else. Just like watching a horror movie, I laugh at that kind of stuff. I always have. I'm into that twisted crap. I don't know why. Like, I'm just that type of person. So it's a different experience for me, really, with the combat scenarios, especially when there's consequences, not just I respawn. But I used to get those same type of. It wasn't the same feeling, but it was like a nervous, excited feeling playing like contractors when we're playing in a league match. It's just I wanted that on steroids. Yeah. So that's really what we wanted, because if you're neck and neck and you've got to capture that point. And if you get those dog tags, those last 3 dog tags from that point capture, and they don't nerf it, like it's one of those feelings. No different than a bomb plan on CS, right? From flat screen. Mm-hmm. It's really just translating that feeling, and I just it needs to be done more, a lot more.
I mean, Proper D, you are a super experienced VR gamer, and I mean, I've personally seen you just slaughter people like lambs in first-person shooters in VR. Like, when you play Ghosts of Tabor, can you relate to this like heart-pumping feeling of like the intensity of the combat, and how does that compare to like something like a VR horror experience for you?
Absolutely. I mean, well, first of all, unlike Scott, VR horrors are outside of my scope.
You can't do it.
Something about it's stuff like Phasmophobia that I can't do. It's the creepy dark house with a torchlight. Crap. No, that's a no-go for me. But that's not so. That's a different thing entirely. That's not so much like the adrenaline and heart pumping. That's not the tension that Ghost of Tabor like tries to achieve. When I play Ghost of Tabor, it's very much like, because the pace is so different than what I've experienced in VR so far, and it's not round based. There's a lot of freedom involved, and now there's quite a big map, so it feels like it is the survival element that and sort of like exiting with the loot, as you know, but just not knowing where the hell you could get shot from at any time, and sort of like having forced to move across the map literally is enough to put you into this sort of tense corner that is exhilarating. Like, it's one of those love-hate feelings that I can't get enough of. Basically, it's
nice. Well, and you're good at it, so that always helps. It sucks when you go out there and just get dropped.
You mentioned the size of the map and having to move across the map, and in Island. So there's 2 main maps right now in Ghosts of Tabor, and one of them is Island, which is very, very big, and the other one is Silo, which is a lot more close combat. and so you have to traverse those very differently. I love them both. There's something for me about Island that's even better because each time you go into Island, the map is so big. There's so many buildings. There's so many different tents and things around that each time you make a run, it can be a completely different experience, right? What was it like to get a map this size into VR? But not just get it into VR, but make it so this thing would run on a Quest, because this pretty much had to run on a cell phone, right? For all intents and purposes, that's kind of what a Quest is. It's pretty much a cell phone chip inside of a headset. So to take a map this large and to put it onto a mobile platform like this, what were some of the challenges that you guys came up with there?
I feel like we still are conquering those challenges even to this day and still optimizing that map. It was a really, really strong teaching point for our environment team. And the time, what you see of Island was built by one guy in about 60 days.
Wow.
And there's still a whole nother half that we haven't unlocked. So,
sick.
Right now they're working on Makamiest and Mother City, and that one's going to be pretty massive. There's 2 people working on that full time, have been for a while. It'll be sometime in August when we drop that map. And Island really helped us learn and see where we needed to go to get Makamiest to run smoothly from the gate. Where Island, we made a lot of beautiful stuff, but it just wasn't optimized because of how rushed we were to get it out the door. But we went back and we started addressing that, and every single day they do a lot of different things on that map, and every update there's some stuff done. So for some Quest users, they love it now. I know there was some huge performance changes for Quest, and I believe most Quest players really like the map now, but there's still some small stuff we can do in like prison camp and in the labs. That'll come, but it was a big learning experience, and honestly it freaking sucked. Like, it was non-stop. It still is non-stop with everything we're doing, but it's fun.
Well, and I guess that's always
see how far we can push it.
That's like always how it goes. Like, you just do, and then you learn how to do after you've started doing. Like, that's how we've done things on our show. We were like, hey, let's start a podcast, and we just did our best, and then saw it, and we're like, okay, now we optimize this. Now we make it better. Now we make it smoother. So I think that's a typical approach for a lot of people, especially in the space of like cutting edge technology and like using, the newest and most exciting things to accomplish something of this scale. Before we start diving into gameplay again, I know we keep pushing this off, but Ashley C had a question about how Combat Waffle is leveraging AI for an immersive psychological gameplay experience. Are you guys leveraging AI at all while you're developing this?
I refuse to be involved with AI.
You refuse to be involved with AI?
I do not like the future of AI. I'll just put it out there right now.
Okay.
I don't trust it.
Can you elaborate on that?
I just don't trust it. I don't after seeing like what these guys have done when they ask AI, like, hey, how do I finish the C++ string? And it spits it out in 30 seconds, or it does different things. I'm like, you know what? It's not that I don't trust the AI. I don't trust humans in AI. So I prefer AI just stay behind a closed door and never be usable by the general public.
Wow.
For anything.
That's interesting. Do you share that sentiment, Proper D, or do you have other thoughts?
Half and half. I'd like it to become the tool that I hope it's meant to be, but I don't know. It does feel something feels off, but I remain hopeful. Put it that way. Yeah.
Skiva, what do you think?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's such a sketchy area. Do you know what I mean? Because it's going to hurt jobs. It's going to do a lot of things. It could become a really good tool. Where I'm really excited about it is things like eventually being able to go up to an NPC in a game and be able to have some kind of like a real dialogue there that may be different each time, right? So things like that I think are going to be really, really cool. Or being able to kind of speak existences into a VR scenario, right? Like kind of like the holodeck dream.
Yeah.
Things like that seem really cool. There is debates everywhere on how bad things could get with this, but also how good. So I don't think anybody knows, and it's one of those things that once we go down that road, you cannot turn back from that either. So it's very, very interesting. We'll just have to see what happens. I guess we're all here for this ride, and it's all going to play out no matter what we think.
Yeah, right. So we were talking about the maps of Ghosts of Tabor. Are you guys able to like flesh out this universe for us a little bit, right? Like maybe give us a little bit of the lore, like why are we doing this? Who cares? Where is Tabor, the island of Tabor, you know, like some of that info?
The island of Tabor is an island off the coast of Tabor.
Okay, that makes sense.
There we go. No, because I mean, really, the lore is still fleshing itself out as we play. All I can tell you is that you can read it on our website, ghostoftabor.com. Like that is pretty much the lore of the game. But more stuff is happening as the doctor is recording more videos, and more stuff is going to get leaked, and you will see Advantage spilling into our other games, and it'll all be linked in and that kind of stuff. So that'll eventually flesh out over time. But Tabor is what it is. There was a nuclear event, and you're trying to figure out what caused it.
Yeah.
And you're trying to reach back to your contacts. You know, you're stranded, and you're just trying to survive in this wasteland. So maybe you'll even see maps where you have to have gas masks and stuff like that to go to because of where the nuke hit.
That sounds fun.
In Tabor.
That's a cool thing. Yeah, because you guys have all kinds of gear in this game, you know, like it's not just pick your load out quickly and choose from these 2 guns and these 2, you know, sidearms and these 2 grenades. Like there is all kinds of stuff. Like, I mean, there's vests. There is. Just, well, I mean, there's food
vests,
items.
Multiple size backpacks, small and large. The bigger ones you can put, you know, larger guns in, and as well as carrying lots of gear. There's multiple different types of armor that will take different types of damage, right? There's night vision goggles, multiple kinds of night vision goggles. There's crypto wallets. There's video cards. There's an insane amount of things in this game, and they all do something interesting. They all kind of have a purpose.
There's only more coming.
You know, that's amazing. That is amazing. So, what is there anything with all the PC parts that you find in the crypto wallets? Will there be any kind of crypto integration, whether it be real or fake in-game currency type of stuff?
So, what you sort of see with the crypto wallets now. Sorry, there's a fire truck outside. If you can hear that.
No, can't hear it actually.
There, you'll be able to mine in-game crypto, but there will be no real-life crypto tied into our game. Nice. One, Steam forbids it. You cannot do that on Steam. And if you are doing it on Steam, or are you doing any type of crypto or any type of NFTs, I wish you luck, because when they find out, they're going to take down your game. And there are still some games that were squeaking by, and I know they took a ton of games down whenever they enforced that policy secretly. And they sort of did that, you know, behind the closed doors, and it just got added to their EULA one day. But you'll be able to mine in-game Tabor Karuna out of the radio room. The crypto wallets spawn with a random amount of money. You're going to see the bank vault, that kind of stuff, where you see your money build from those type of things. And like the GPUs will be going to the crypto miners inside the game that mine the Karuna, the digital Karuna. So no real crypto tie-in. Some tie-in just in-game universe-wise, but nothing too deep. Yeah.
Well, good. I like that. I like that there are computer parts, and that you can actually mine something in-game. There's no, because when you start doing things with real money, you know, from a video game, things can get weird. People make bad decisions, so it's kind of good, I guess, to stay out of those things. But it's really cool to have that kind of thing in game, because a lot of games, you know, the money is just a thing, and it doesn't have any real reason or purpose, you know, besides buying in-game items. But being able to like mine and acquire the money in different ways, I think is really cool, and an added touch that very few games do, especially since you got to like find the parts to this stuff, right?
You have to like build the machine to do it.
Yeah. So that's really cool.
So and those parts will lead to like security upgrades for your bunker. Maybe you unlock another part of your hideout. You got to find certain parts, more of the Tarkov style.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we had a I don't want to call it heated, but we had a passionate debate on an episode of Between Realities maybe about a month ago or so, when we were talking about voice communication in Ghosts of Tabor.
Oh yeah,
pretty much Ghosts of Tabor specifically, but like the conversation kind of crept into like other VR first-person shooters and stuff. And there's kind of like seems to be like two camps of people that play Ghosts of Tabor. Half of them using the in-game audio system that has the proximity chat, and then the other half of them teaming up, joining in Discord calls, and then muting themselves in game. And we basically did a poll, and it was like, yo, is muting yourself and using Discord in Ghosts of Tabor cheating? Yes or no? And after a lot of votes, it was pretty much right down the middle, like really, really close, like 51-49. I'm in the camp of like, it kind of is. I would prefer to leverage the in-game proximity chat. Like everyone needs to be on the mic. So if you sneeze, I can come after you, you know, but not everybody feels like that. So I am curious what your guys' thoughts are on the proximity chat Discord call stuff. And I want to start with Proper D.
For me, like, since I started playing VR competitively, this argument has basically come up every step of the way. And I can basically conclude my decision process about that by basically saying that, yes, I do actually feel that it's cheating, but because there's absolutely no effective way to police it, I would much rather everybody have a fair playing field. So it would have to be allowed until somebody finds an effective solution, which, to be honest, I highly doubt is going to come anytime soon. So that would be my position on that for sure.
Yeah,
I'm in the same boat. There's just no way for us to stop it. If I could, I would. We actually looked into being able to do it, but it sort of breaks several things that you can and cannot do with different platforms like Meta and Steam, which are allowed to do to people's devices and not. But if I could stop them from using external chats, including like Meta friend chat and Discord, I would absolutely stop it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like the consensus is that it is cheating.
It is, but there's nothing we can do.
It is,
right. You know, people want to use it.
I hate to call it cheating.
I feel you. Right? I kind of do too. But like, it's
cheating,
like level playing.
Cheating's like a dirty word for it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it is a dirty word for it. You're right. But and I guess that's why it was so interesting how polarizing the poll that we did was. You know, because like we didn't ask like, do you agree with it? We just said, is it cheating?
Yeah.
And half of the people said yes. So I feel you. I do feel a little weird using that word, but I'm with Proper D on like the idea that like it really should be a level playing field. And like if everyone used Discord, then it would effectively like destroy the proximity chat aspect of the game. You know, so like someone needs to use the in-game system to like preserve the integrity of the experience, I think.
Yeah. I would love to see, because if you could not, if there was a way to block Discord, which is pretty much like they said, impossible, right? Because you could then just pick it up on your phone or any other separate device and use it. So that's a very, very tough problem. But man, would it be such a different game if everyone had to use in-voice communication or in-game communication. You know, it would be a lot more immersive. It's a bummer when someone's talking to you and you can't use that directional audio to kind of figure out, you know, which person in your squad is talking to you. But other things than that, right? I mean, it would, when you're calling out, when you're actually like moving in on a team and you're calling out positions and you're calling out things to make sure that I'm not going to kill you and you're not going to kill me and we're going to take out the enemy instead of each other, which is a huge problem in Ghosts of Tabor. I mean, I wouldn't see a problem. It's a problem in everything. It's a problem in real life, in real combat, and it's a problem here too. This is a very immersive thing. You don't always know who your friends are in this game. So it would be, man, it would be so, just such a different experience. You know, it would be really cool if there were a way. Or if there were like some way to separate it and say, you know, honor system, you know, everyone in here and this set of servers uses voice chat.
Or maybe like, when
know.
a competitive league or something is established, like then you can like have enforceable rules. And if you find out someone was using these things, you can like disqualify them, you know, or something like that. So that way, like true players of the game, truly competitive players of the game learn that they should not be leveraging tools like Discord to get advantages.
And I like where you're going there with competitive leagues for this game, because Scott, you are involved with VREL, right? Which is a competitive esports league. do you see a future with Ghosts of Tabor in competitive play?
Yeah, we've actually talked about it since the start, about having a comp league, and we do plan on doing it. It'll be sort of a standalone. It won't be a separate game. It'll be included in the game. We're not going to charge people to play comp. But it'll be sort of its own thing with different rules and yeah, but it's coming. It's definitely coming. Sort of based. Nice. We like the idea really off of Hunt Showdown, kind of a style, the way that game works. So we're leaning more towards that. Yeah, but it won't be anytime soon. There's so much to develop here still.
Yeah.
Like we have years worth of development still to go on this game. To get everything till we're happy with it. But I would expect maybe comp sometime in late 2024, early 2025.
Cool. Well, Thanks for the realistic, forecast there, because sometimes people overpromise and underdeliver, and I think it's more important to be as truthful and accurate about the progression of these things as possible, because there are passionate gamers and community members who are hinging on every word that you guys say, so, and I'm sure there's a lot of pressure that comes with that as well. Donzilla dropping $10 super chat here. Thank you, Donzilla.
Thanks so much.
How's spoon-fed melee mechanics coming along? What does spoon-fed mean? I've never even heard that.
Spoonfed is a former developer for Swordsman VR. Oh. He did all of their bow and a lot of their weapon setup. And we actually had the absolute privilege to hire him. It sounds horrible, but we had a chance to hire him away from Swordsman and jumped at the chance. And he came over to Ghost of Tabor, and he just finished mag palming, as you saw that. And Melee's still got a little bit of work to do on it, but right now he's working on something that falls out of the sky.
Ooh.
So, but Melee's, we're working on it. It does need rework, and we know that. And he's the only guy, in my opinion, that can do it.
Proper D, what falls out of the sky?
I don't know. Who knows?
Well, things do fall out of the sky in some types of games, and I personally love it when things fall out of the sky.
I do too.
When I'm playing Population 1, I am literally running at that.
Yeah.
I want to be the first person there, and I'm willing to take the risk.
Well, that's one of the cool things about that is there are a lot of people that want what comes out of it, but then there are a lot of people that want to kill all the people that are going to get the things that come out of it. So it's a very fun thing to happen in games, and I would love to see something like that come to Tabor. Whether it does or not, I think that would be...
It's coming! Confirmed here on Between Realities.
Alex is developing it right now.
Spoonfed is developing it. I love it.
No, that's cool, man. I want to see all of these different features come, right? And I can't imagine this is already such an ambitious game with its reload mechanics, with all of the different pieces involved. But to continue to get new features is absolutely amazing, and it keeps the game fresh, and it makes you want to keep going back, right? So that being said, there's been some great updates that have happened recently, and I believe there are more updates coming down the line. Is there anything you guys want to talk about as far as anything coming up with the game?
I think the most exciting thing is probably the nighttime map for Island and the new terminal UI system that our UI person Anna's working on. Player XP and levels.
Yes.
Nice.
Dude, that's what really cool, I need. Yeah. I need that.
Yeah. A lot of grindy. How many times can I cuss on the podcast? Because I don't think I have yet.
You get a good one. You get a good one.
I got one, right? There's a lot of grindy shit coming.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I like that, because that is honestly something that really incentivizes me as a gamer to continue my progression, right? As it currently stands, without something like that, my sense of progression comes from the size of my horde, which I can't really flex on anybody unless I'm a content creator and I'm posting videos, but if you play a lot and you have ranks that you're achieving and you have a level that's right next to your name and people say, oh my God, that guy was level 50, that to me is huge incentive to continue to come back to a game.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a cool feature, and Bash, one of our developers, has been working on that really hard, and we actually saw it working rudimentary pretty well this week. Need to do a UI overhaul on it, which Anna will get to, and it's there. Like it's working great. It's really cool.
And this nighttime mode island map, we're showing some pictures of it right now, and man, does this look gorgeous with the lighting. I always want to bring like night vision goggles into this map, because like I got like a cool collection of night vision goggles, but there's never really been a super good reason to bring it into Island before. But I feel like now the night vision is about to get a lot more sought after and collected than maybe it was before with people who primarily play Silo. This just looks beautiful. The lighting, it's just going to change the gameplay quite a bit. So. Nice work. Really looking forward to playing this. Is there a date on the night map?
With the wipe, which we don't have a hard date on that as of today. So, but it's in July.
Guess who's here dropping $5 on us? It's J-Bar VR, baby.
J-Bar.
Yeah.
Nice.
He says, look at all these beautiful bastards. Looking forward to progression systems. Us too, dude. Us too. And I got to say, J-Bar, it was amazing meeting you and Proper D and Scott for the first times, all three of these guys in Orlando at the Ghosts of Tabor launch party, which Skiva and I were so blessed to be a part of. And not just us, there was other friends of ours and other creators and things like that. But that was an amazing event. We all got dressed up. We're all fancy, like wearing suits and stuff.
Doesn't happen often for me, I will tell you that.
No, it really doesn't. To get this guy in a suit is
usually takes a death. I'm just saying. But it was fun, man. It was really awesome to see everybody. It was fun to see everyone all snazzed up, to see like Z-Storm in a suit and Tribe Grey Wolf and J-Bar, and there was just so many great people, and we got to hang out.
Proper D, I'm sure you were just like elated to finally meet me in person, right?
Oh, it was. I almost fainted.
It's a common occurrence, so I understand.
J-Bar is actually going to be like a trader in the future in the marketplace.
I heard that.
Oh man, that's cool. That's cool. What's he going to be? What's he going to be trading
for that?
He's gonna have like a cardboard box table, like looking all hobo-ish with his mustache, like selling cigars and booze or something.
I love it.
That's beautiful.
So like, how was that launch party for you, Scott? Like you watch this thing grow, and then you finally have this huge event where everyone's dressed up. It's like this red carpet kind of deal, and we're all taking pictures in front of a step and repeat. Your whole team is on stage doing like Q&A with the audience, and it was like a legit event. Like, what were your closing thoughts at the end of the night as you like get back to your house and you're like reflecting on the experience?
It was such a long year where we just lost so much time with our families. I think I said it during the event, like I wouldn't even be on this planet right now if it wasn't for my wife. And even now, I'm not an emotional person, but it sort of gets me a little bit. Like that party, like it was such just a pressure that I could finally just hug my wife again and my daughter, because they're my world. And seeing what we did, and at that whole time, even up to that point, this was all still just a question, like, is this going to work? We think it will. We're very sure it will. We know what we've got. But then seeing that party and how it turned out, and the online reactions and the Discord growing, that it was just such a relief of like, holy shit, we did it. That was 2.
Yeah. No one's counting. All right. No one's counting anymore.
But yeah, it was a relief. And just, I don't know. I think it was that way for everybody on the team, because we didn't know, honestly, Alex. I mean, and we've said it publicly, and I'll say it again. We had enough funding for a year. That was it. And at the end of that year, if it didn't work, we were gone.
Yeah. And it worked.
And luckily we had amazing partners like Beyond Frames that stepped in and helped us and guided us, and like Ace and Maeva and all those guys over there have just been nothing but amazing. And it's still pretty surreal, like to this day. Like, but I look forward to the next event that Impact is going to help us host with streamers and content creators.
Yes.
And the next games will also have launch parties at Full Sail University.
Ooh, next game. I mean, well, okay. Proper D, tell us something about next game.
Oh, that is definitely not a me question.
That's not you. I know you know things.
No. I would not know where to go with that.
Okay, fair enough. Well, then before we switch gears, then tell me what was your highlight moment from the Ghosts of Tabor launch party?
For me?
Yes.
Being able to crack a beer after getting up on stage.
Yeah.
After all that stuff is done. Something about stages just makes my spine turn to jelly. And it was just so nice to be able to hang out with you, everybody after that. And literally, as Scott said, just unwind after such a frenzied and sort of laborious, but still laborious year. Like, it was really aggressive, shall we say, and it was good to be able to just kick back and just shoot the shit.
That's great.
Number one for me.
Yeah, you know, Skiva likes stages a lot too.
I get some stage fright. I absolutely do. I'm not a big fan.
Stages.
Yeah, it's I don't know what it is, man. It's it's all those actual eyes. We're looking at a camera right now. And we're looking at each other, and that's about it. And all the people are just text. You know what I mean? So, but when you get up there and everyone's looking at you, it just feels more real, even though it really isn't.
Dude.
It's just a mental thing.
Give me the microphone.
I feel you.
Give me the microphone. Put the spotlight on me. Let's go.
Let's do it.
It's the Alex
Show.
Show.
Way, Alex, in the same exact way.
All right, so next game. I want to know obviously this is, how are you making a next game? First of all, isn't this game keeping you up till 10 p.m. and making you wake up at 5 a.m.? Where's the time? And then what is this?
So we're actually hiring. That's why I told that gentleman earlier to send his resume. So we're hiring more devs. Skiva's in these meetings with us. He knows what we're doing and working on. We actually have 2 that we're working on for 2024 release.
Wow, for next year.
We have completely separate dev teams. Don't worry, Ghosts of Tabor has its own dev team that's not fading away and not being affected. Because I know that's the first thing that comes to VR players' heads, because we've been abused by VR studios for so long, right? So yeah, we have new teams coming. And so the one game that we released sometime in 2024, these are both very, very late 2024. One would be called Grim VR, and that is Rust in VR, and that's already out on YouTube. Streamers are playing it. We just signed on with those guys to come in, and then the other one would be Silent North, and it's basically DayZ. But again, it's one of these things where we're hiring whole new dev teams. We're not pulling away from GOT to work on these. We have the ability now to hire multiple teams under a unified project manager to work on 3 titles, and that's the focus. GOT is not going away anytime soon. It's our main focus, right? These other ones still have a lot of life and development left. So, yeah, it's gonna be great.
Dang, so Combat Waffle is just showing up. You guys are here, ready to just dominate the VR space, at least in terms of the multiplayer experiences.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I joke and I cheese we want to be Activision without all the bull crap.
Yeah.
In VR.
It's a great goal.
I love that. Yeah, because Activision has plenty of that in its life.
But I know people. I can see the chat, and they're already freaking out. Oh, new games. Again, completely new dev teams.
Yeah, you can't say much to that. The Ghosts of Tabor team isn't going anywhere. They're going to keep working, and you guys are just growing and expanding and offering more of these popular games that are in flat screen, brought into VR with, of course, the Combat Waffle twist, which is amazing. Goober dropping the $9.99 super chat. Dude, Goober loves you guys.
Goober.
I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
Goober loves Combat Waffle and said, I just ordered the hat. Thumbs up. I love supporting Combat Waffle Studios.
Nice.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
You guys have some seriously loyal followers and fans.
You do. And there are some really good ways, especially right now, to go and support Ghosts of Tabor, because right now there is a Steam summer sale happening. And if you were a Steam player and you have PC VR, you can go and you can get this game at a discounted price, and you can get all of the DLC packs at a different price. So anytime if you buy one of the DLC packs, anytime there's a wipe, you don't have to start with absolutely nothing, right? You can start with the things that come in the packs that you buy, and it's a beautiful thing, and it makes life just a little bit easier. And right now they're super cheap. So, I mean, now's the time to do it, people. Pull that trigger if you haven't already. The link to it is in the description. You can go down there right now and you can click it and grab yourself some DLC, or just pick up games for your squad mates, right? We all want to play this stuff with our friends. Now's the time to gift some of this stuff to the people you know.
Gigabrain in the chat saying something kind of fun here. All 3 games should take place in the same universe. Have you guys thought about that, or are these going to be separate worlds?
They will.
Hey,
Ooh.
Good call there, Gigabrain. Man, the Gigabrain living up to the name.
Well,
right.
Grim may be a separated universe. We'll have to talk to Spoonfed about that, because he's the lead developer on that. It's his brainchild. We're just coming on to help make it come to fruition a little faster with some funding and stuff like that, and get it to market. But you will see advantage for sure in Silent North.
Nice. I love it. That's awesome. I love continuity across games. It gives more meaning to the experience when you go and play the other one. You know, you're like, oh, I know that, and oh, that's a reference to this, and all of that. That really helps me in terms of
people eat that up, man. I do too. I love that.
Right? Because honestly,
Can I address something really quick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wiki Peoples is saying that he's upset, or he's sort of upset about that we're hiring developers for other games, and that we should put more resources to GOT. Wiki Peoples, we have a full-time staff of like 21 people running on GOT all the time, and we interviewed a new developer today to come on to GOT. So just because I'm hiring for 2 other games doesn't mean I'm stopping resources for GOT. You're not hiring those resources. We interviewed a dev that comes from Madden and The Walking Dead on flat screen with VR experience just today for GOT. So that's not a low price. It's still number 1 for us on the book, and will be for 4 to 5 years. Like, we know what GOT is, and it burns passionately here. So don't think we're going to stop support or stop bringing new people on, because it's not the case.
Right. And I mean, honestly, like, if you guys have the opportunity to grow and to bring more of these like in-depth experiences that are like scratching the itch for people, like, to me, that's just nothing but a good thing, because maybe Tabor isn't everyone's cup of tea. And I've even seen in the chat today, some people are like, oh, Tarkov, no thanks, but maybe they love DayZ, maybe they love Rust, and here's the team to help you experience that in VR. So, I appreciate the fact that you guys are branching out and growing and starting to offer, eventually we'll be offering new experiences.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Absolutely.
Couldn't agree more.
So I'm going to start to wind this down, okay? But I want to give each of you guys kind of another opportunity to just bring up something that's like really important about Combat Waffle or Ghosts of Tabor that we haven't really had a chance to touch on yet. No pressure, of course, if you can defer or just say whatever you want, really. But Proper D, before we wrap this up, what's something that is important about what's happening right now with you guys that you think needs to be mentioned?
Well, I guess what's really on my mind is kind of a follow-up from what was being mentioned before with the branching of different games and stuff like that. I think what's important is that, for me at least, like, what really makes CWS particularly important to me is because of the drive to provide the VR scene with something that is suitable for the medium. Like, the reason that I feel people have been latching on to Ghosts of Tabor is because of, it's not just, the formula of the game mode and stuff like that. It's because of how it's implemented into VR. And it's the reason why I'm also behind this idea of, like, doing a Rust and doing a DayZ, because I really want to see that sort of thing implemented properly in VR. And in order to be part of that is everything as well. But, like, VR needs it, in my opinion, and it's just awesome to be there to see it.
Right.
Hopefully.
I mean, we get so many expanded upon demo experiences. You know, we get a lot of games that like are fun for the first few hours, but then lack the depth to like really foster a truly passionate community, which is, I think, the thing that has really separated Ghosts of Tabor from all of these other VR games. You know, like even stuff like Population 1, like when that thing landed, dude, everybody was playing it. Everybody. Yeah. But not anymore. Like I couldn't tell you the last time I fired up Population 1. And it's not because I don't love the game, but there's just something about it that just like doesn't make me come back. And these games on flat screen are popular for a reason. They have that loop. They have that extra something that really gives it that level of polish and almost like a AAA type experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Scott, what are you thinking about as we start to wrap this up?
Just all the work that has to be done, and you know, what we're trying to bring to VR. I think Duncan said it best. Like, the reason GOT's here is because we wanted to make something no one else would make, and that's why we're focused. These other two games, it's the same thing. It's something nobody else wants to make. So we'll do it, and we know we can do it. We have the experience to do it every year of just busting our butts and proving ourselves to the world. And of course, you know, people will always have some doubt in us, and I've been dealing recently, you know, with these delays. There's a lot of hate that comes down, and I really wish the VR community would take a focus and calm down a little bit. I know everyone's passionate, but I think I've mentioned once publicly that I was pretty disappointed in the community with death threats that came into me because the game servers went down.
Jesus.
We announced the delay the other day. I had, you know, it's usually like me and Michael DeFresny get to deal with the blunt of the public, and Skiva sees it, and Todd, and our moderators, which are amazing. But you all have to remember, at the end of the day, we're people, and these DMs calling us the N-word and calling us slurs and talking about our families because we have to delay a couple days. Like, we're probably some of the only VR devs that really interact with the community as much as we do, and it's getting closer to that. And like, it was one of those things where it was almost Duncan today doing this podcast because of the tax. As soon as we announced the delay, like, my mental health just dive bombed. And I am a pretty strong dude mentally, and I have pretty thick skin, but it gets rough, man. And we as VR players in a VR community need to do better, and we just have to do better, like, because we can't keep this up, like this sprint of life that we have had for a year. Like, we're going to be stretching out our updates are going to get longer in between times, because we have to polish more and make sure stuff we have time now, and we want to make sure we deliver perfection, because I demand it of the team. I demand perfection, and we need the community to be behind us on that, or eventually it'll get to the point where it's not worth it anymore, and that's not where I want to get as a person or as a CEO. And I appreciate the people that are typing the hearts, and I know there's a big thread in our Discord, and I love and it's a small group, right, that does this type of stuff, but that small group is the loudest.
Totally. Yeah, and you know, we've got Haunted dropping the $2 super chat saying, I really love this game, keep it up. And you know, like, to your point, I really do think that there is a vocal minority who don't care about your mental health and are just gonna react to things however they want. But I will take a moment to speak on behalf of the greater VR community and say that it means the world to us that you guys are putting your blood, sweat, and tears into making high quality VR experiences for us to participate in. Like, we are a passionate group of people, and we also demand perfection. Like, we want these games to be fantastic. And, you know, people invest a lot of themselves in these. They invest money and time and all of that. And so, you know, I guess you're bound to get some haters or some people who are throwing slurs at you from time to time. But the majority of us are so grateful for what you guys are doing. Like, you have set other life aside to pursue making VR games. And ask anybody in the world, like, where the money is. No one's going to tell you it's in VR games. You know what I mean? Like, the VR community is still growing, and we all see the future. Like, we all know that this is going to be the hugest thing ever, and it's going to be mainstream, and everyone will be in some form of immersive or spatial computing in the future. But right now, it's still a huge risk, and we identify the huge risk that you guys took, sacrificing time with your families and all of that to bring this experience to us. And thank you. Like, thank you on behalf of everybody else for doing that, because we are so grateful. And I mean, there's people like Skiva out there who are dumping hundreds of hours into this experience.
Yeah, I got about 350 hours in so far, but I'll tell you that I've worked throughout my years. I've worked with many studios, and I've watched all different kinds of work ethic and people that are in this industry for different reasons. And I've seen so many studios that they make a quick buck and they get out and they move on to something else and make a quick buck, and you can tell that the passion isn't there, and truly caring about the community and the type of and quality of product that is put out. That doesn't always come through with all of these studios, but it is amazing to be a part of being there since the beginning of Ghosts of Tabor, playing this game, and watching this dev team just be so passionate and care so much about what they're making. It really breaks my heart to hear that things like this happen, and I know they do, because I've been around this industry for a little bit now, and I see this stuff happen. But man, to hear that about people that truly care, that really put their lifeblood into a game, breaks my heart. But I thank you guys as well for bringing such amazing stuff to the VR landscape, because this is the type of thing that's going to grow VR as a whole. It's doing good things for your studio and for you guys right now, probably from, maybe from a monetary standpoint, from feeling like you're making something amazing. But it's taking this entire industry and it's raising it up, because people are seeing quality now. They're not seeing VR demos and like little offshoot 20-minute games. This is like real legit stuff. Yeah. And we thank you. Everyone here in chat, I'm sure feels the same. So thank you guys, and thank you for coming today. It means a ton.
Pleasure.
Yeah, it really does. And I guess before we get rid of you guys, can you just tell everybody to like and subscribe to Between Realities, please?
Like and subscribe Between Realities.
Here it is. Do it again. I fucked it up for you. God,
hey, no, it's okay. Just blow it. Pretend like it didn't happen. It's okay.
Like and subscribe Between Into the Realities. I'm trying to do what you do. Yeah, in Between Realities.
Oh man! All right, that's the last time I ask a guest to do that.
They deserve it. Please, from all of Combat Waffle Studios and Ghosts of Tabor, please like and subscribe to Between Realities VR podcast.
That's it, man. That was glorious. That was beautiful. All right, guys. Well, this has been a fantastic episode. Thank you for bringing the realness onto the episode today. Thanks for making it a beautiful game. And Discord? Join your guys' Discord, right? We have a link in the description.
There is a link in the description, and that Discord is massive, and you will find people to play with. Hop in there and do so. And don't forget, take advantage of the Steam sale. Right? This is nuts. This doesn't happen often, especially with this game. So get on there, grab some stuff, gift it to your friends. Whatever you got to do, let's grow this and make it bigger and better than ever before.
Proper D, Scott, Combat Waffle Studios, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being on the show today, and we'll be in touch with you.
Got it, guys.
Thank you.
Dudes. Say goodbye, everybody. Bye. And they're gone. That's it. Combat Waffle.
Man. That was great.
Yeah,
that was absolutely great. Man, this game, I love this game, and it just makes me want to immediately hang up and just go get into it right now.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, that's not going to happen though, is it?
It's not, because Tribe Grey Wolf just got into town, and we are leaving here, and we're going to go hang out, and we're going to go cause some trouble, because it's his birthday.
Today
is
his birthday.
It was today or yesterday. It might have been yesterday.
Whatever.
But it doesn't matter, because we're going to go celebrate like it's today either way. Awesome dude. Another supporter of this game that just absolutely loves it.
Another exploiter of glitches of this game.
Well, Tribe has changed his ways, because he kind of saw what was happening, and he was like,
maybe I won't do that.
He kind of pivoted away from that. So, but either way, he's a good dude. Excited to go hang out with him.
Happy birthday, Tribe Grey Wolf. We are on our way to come and hang out with you.
Yes,
and
we are.
I'm going to find a game in that arcade that we're going to and just destroy you in it. Thank you all for tuning in for this amazing episode. Probably the most successful episode of the show ever. Like most viewers,
it's pretty dang close.
Huge donations from everyone.
Thank you.
Like that means so much to us, you guys. Like really, thank you for your support.
Thank you guys.
You know, we would do this like just for each other.
Yep.
if,
for real.
If it came down to it, but the fact that you guys are here and that you're supporting us and that you're tuning into the live show or you're catching the replays on YouTube or on Upload or on Spotify or all that stuff, it like I don't know, it like makes me emotional, you know, like thank you. Like we're just doing the show we want to do, and the fact that it is resonating with anyone just is like icing on the cake, you know what I mean? So thank you all for being here. You know, I'll go through this as quickly as possible, but I just want to shout out who I can see right now: Mr. Tasselhoff and Helicopter, Kara, Vulcanary, Red/Ace, Lovable Lena, It's Your Boy Cam, AO Henry, Donzilla, Mindjive, Andy's VR Reviews, Gigabrain, SoulBC, Technoglitch, Twy VR, Real Me Gaming, 20,001, Vex, right? We had Vex and Crawler TV, Ashley, Extremely Tabor, Haunted, Box Coffee, Cole. Like, dude, this goes on. I saw so many. Z-Storm earlier, Technoglitch, Eric Cruz, Mazelf, Artificial, dude, all Shoeganger. I could go on and on and on and on, but it's overwhelming. The support is overwhelming, and we love you guys dearly. So have a great weekend.
Yeah, come back next week and join us with J-Man Curly, who is a big streamer, mostly focuses on Gorilla Tag, but we're going to dive in and find out why millions of people subscribe to this guy and what about his content makes it so special, because he's a great person, very, very entertaining to watch.
Over 1 million subs.
Yeah. So we're going to
for a
dive into
VR
that.
channel.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It is, man. It is, and it's great. I love to see VR getting eyes like that. I think it's fantastic. So we're going to dive in there, and it's going to be a good time. So please come back and join us, and we'll see you then.
Wes, what's up? Spoonfed, yo, thanks for making it. I learned about you today. Fabster, thank you guys all so much for being here. Are you gaming this weekend?
I'm going to try. We'll probably be gaming with Tribe. I don't know what's going to happen, but Tribe will be here all weekend.
He's here all weekend.
Yep.
Cool.
So we're going to hang out, do some stuff.
Join our Discord. We have a multiplayer channel in there that we organize games in from time to time. So join our Discord, subscribe to the channel. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next week with J-Man Curly.
See you later.
Bye.
Switch
button.
The scene.
Hold it right.